Hi guys, this is Joe popping on, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about a game I just got just a little bit ago. I was a little late on it. Just have a lot going on in my life, and sometimes getting new video games is a little tough. Um, but the one I did pick up was the new Pokemon Sword and Shield. I did pick up Sword. Since I was little, I've always gotten the blue version of all the Pokemon games. I've started with blue. I remember watching actually Pokemon when it was on Channel 20 where I lived. I want to say it was like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon sometimes, and very little bit of time I was able to see it before like it was picked up into mainstream. It was very quickly. It was picked up by, I think it was WB at the time for me, that picked it up and ran with it, and I remember watching the whole show. But ever since then, I've always picked up the blue version, and my brothers always have the red version. So I've always tried to keep with that. Some of them it gets a little different, I say. But this one, the covers of the boxes are blue and red. The blue one goes to Sword, and the red one goes to the Shield. And so I picked Sword, and he got Shield. And of course, ever since the beginning, I've always picked Water. Water's always been my favorite. Every single Pokemon generation, I've always done the Water starter. Even if I do technically prefer one of the other looks of the Pokemon, I always feel I have to stick with Water, and I do. I like it. I enjoy it. The last one was a little interesting with the clown seal that turned into like a mermaid. I thought that was an interesting pick for a water type because they really did make one of them very manly and one of them very girly. And mine just happened to be girly because it turned into pretty much a mermaid. But I'm really enjoying the game. I got Sobble, of course, since I do always the water. I did take him as my first. I'm really liking the game. Have no complaints. It's a Pokemon game. It's a Pokemon game that you can really play on your TV and on your couch and in the car, on the bus, on the train, on the plane. You can play it everywhere, and I love it. It's beautifully animated. I really like the new way they've been doing it. Now you can see the Pokemon in the grass and stuff like that. Choose which ones like you kind of want to fight. So you're not just constantly walking back and forth in the same area, driving yourself crazy, trying to catch the one Pokemon you've been looking for like 12 hours. And yes, I am speaking from experience. Sometimes trying to catch that one Pokemon you've been wanting, and you saw him in the Pokedex, and you're like, oh my god, I'm almost done with the game, but I really want to catch this guy. And I've never been one of the people who plays it hardcore. I play it to have fun. I like to level up my guys. I do not go stat crazy. I don't breed my Pokemon for crazy stats or anything like that. I kind of just pretty much go at it like a brute, get everybody stronger than everybody else, and just go at it hardcore. Just play for fun. I really do. I just play for fun. I usually like to make teams out of the Pokemon from that generation. Just trying to keep it different, because if I didn't, I'd probably go back to like my original team from Blue, because that is kind of what is near and dear to my heart. And just keeping in that Pokemon theme, I did get a pickup because, of course, I was at the mall. I'm picking up Pokemon Sword and Shield because I picked them both up. I got the double pack. Me and my brother got them. And I just couldn't resist. I needed him for my collection, and he was there, and it was Pikachu! Yes, I did it. I like this Pikachu. I did miss out on the Target Pikachu, but I have to say, I'm not sad that I did. I didn't really much like his pose. I'm not sure if I said it in a previous video, but I remember talking to friends and stuff like that. I thought his pose was very lackluster, and it was very plain, and Pikachu just kind of looked very stale to me. He just kind of looked like he was just standing there. I don't know why the other ones don't really look like that to me. They look like they have a little bit more life, like this Pikachu does, like the waving. I just really like it. I just think it's really cute. He's got his ear cocked to one side. It's not just Pikachu straight up ears out, just standing there. I do like the Pokemon, and I'm just glad I don't have to go second market for him, because I had been looking, and the bad part with him is he became very popular with China copies. Most of the ones I see on eBay, if you actually looked at them, most of the ones for the original are all shipping from China, or if you look at the art on a lot of the people selling it, it looks like the Chinese version. There are ways to tell. I can do a video on it if you guys would like, on trying to spot the differences when you're buying online. But really, most people I find, when they take a picture of it, you can tell, usually by like the clip art. Just go take a picture from a reputable site to compare it to. I don't go into this whole bottom part of the box. I know a lot of collectors who do really hardcore stuff will go really hardcore into him. Yeah, but I was at the mall, and of course, as you can see, he's from Hot Topic. But I did pick up Pikachu because I was right there, because he was right there. Always stop by Hot Topic if you're in the mall, see if they got anything good. And of course they did. They got the Pikachu. And he just goes great with this whole new Pokemon game. I'm going to pop him open, take a look. Oh, come on. Let's get him open. Oh, he has a stand. I didn't realize that. Once again, as I've said, I would really like it if Funko made a stand. Pretty much started to make a generic stand. In a peg size kind of deal, so we can buy extras, because I know for a couple of mine, when I've moved, I actually lost the stand. I don't know how I did that, but I did, because I moved like 3 times rapid fire, and just life, and you pack up your entire collection, you set it all up beautifully, and then you pack it back up. But here we go. He's got a nice stand. One big hole, little hole, just like a lot of the normal ones. But he looks great. Pikachu just looks pretty. Let's see if I can get the glare off of him. There we go. He just looks pretty perfect. I don't think I'm going to be getting the first one, just because I really don't want to, for a figure that I can get, in my opinion, a nicer version. I'm just going to stick with this Pikachu. Because they are continuing. I know Eevee's going to be coming out. They're announcing another one. And if they keep going with Pokemon, this is going to get expensive quickly. Hopefully I don't love all the Pokemon. I don't have to be a completist with this series. But of course, they're starting off with Pikachu and then moving on to the 3 original starters. They got me right off the bat. I'm not a giant Eevee fan because it's just Eevee. I do love all the Eevee evolutions. So if they ever do all his evolutions with all the ones they've come out with, they got me. I'll get Eevee. I'll probably get Eevee anyway, because I'll probably see him and be like, oh, he's adorable, and have to pick him up. But really, guys, if you guys are playing Sword and Shield, tell me, who's your starter? And if you guys have picked up the new Pikachu, it's really fun. My only complaint, and this is me, and it's just that the game feels very cinematic. Especially when you start it up and everything like that. You're going through the tutorial and stuff like that. And it's just like Pokemon Blue. There's no voice acting. I do understand it's a Pokemon game. We don't want to change it too much. But the thing is they made it so cinematic. And it starts out and it really feels like it should have been voice acted. They could leave your character quiet. They can do the other casts, because I hands down bet that they're going to do an anime series on this one, and all of these guys are going to have voice actors, so they could have hired them now to do it, and then they just move on to the show, like they did with like Pokemon Black and White and stuff like that. They had it for the show, and I don't know, I just feel that this is the first Pokemon game that's supposed to be a handheld console combination, because it's a Switch game, and to me it felt like, okay, it's a Switch game, and none of the Switch games really have, that at least Nintendo have any voice acting. I really think they really should. If I am mistaken with that, but most of the games I played of Nintendo's ones, they have not been voice acted. Some of them are. I think some of the JRPG ones that I haven't played might have. But once again, this one just really feels like it was somebody decided, you know what, it's cheaper. We can just do the voices and just have them standing there and act like it's all, like it's got the great music, has the great design for it. And then like the guy just starts talking and you see the text at the bottom. I'm like, okay, we are almost in 2020. The game came out like 20 years ago. We can start to have voices, especially if this one like can be played on the television. Like this one is a full console. It's not a handheld game, which is wonderful about it. You can play it on your TV. It's funny because the only other Pokemon game I was able to play on my TV was Pokemon Blue. I had the little hookup that you could hook up into the Super Nintendo and play Game Boy games. And it worked on it because it was a Game Boy game. And the games after that one were Game Boy Color, so once again, they didn't work on that machine. But the Game Boy, for that one, I could play Blue and Red on it, which was wonderful. And I think Yellow. I'm pretty sure Yellow as well, because I think Yellow was just a completely Game Boy game. But then the rest all were color. And so you couldn't. So it's wonderful to be able to play on your TV again. But I just really felt that that was a thing left off. But tell me, guys, are you into the Pokemon craze? Are you guys playing the new game? And if you are, which one did you get? To be really honest, I have to say, out of the two legendaries, I did prefer Shield. I like the big shield on the body of the wolf. While in Sword, it's like the sword the wolf just went and picked up a sword, kind of like the wolf as they've done a lot of imagery for the sword from Final Fantasy. But that's just me. I just kind of was like, I would like the sword to have been a part of his body instead of him just holding it and running at you with a sword. But once again, I don't know. That was just my opinion. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really, really helps the channel. And it really helps other people then find the channel, because YouTube is very, very picky on how they let... like, if you found the channel, thank you, and for clicking on it and everything like that. But it makes it so it's very hard to find if you're not already popular. So the only way they see it is if you're getting more hits. And people are like, commenting, and subscribing. So more people will see it. So thank you all who have done that and are continuing to do that. I really appreciate it. But this is Joe popping on, and I am popping off. Thank you so much, guys. Doodles.